out of the NCAA alongside Kevin Vera.
Warm-up shirts to honor Bob Knight, so a very, very cool.
Kumar Ballo will tip off for Indiana, winning the tip over Gavin Foe and the Hoosiers. Here we see Ballo with it into Malik Renew, who sheds a defender.
Able to move around Gavin Foe pretty easily for the first bucket.
Here is Foe with the basketball over to Gus Etchison, who they left open. Streaking down the court comes Rice, and Mbako in the corner for three. He hits. They find Etchison, who has Malik Renew on the switch. Etchison looking for season. We just saw that on the Mbako three. Now they set up the offense. This time it's Renew to Ballo, and he flushes it. Ballo gets it. And now we see Umar Ballo bring it up the floor for the Hoosiers. Quickly down to Renew. He's unchecked.
Another very big piece for Indiana, and you already see his improvement from last year.
Moles flat on the three.
Size advantage, so you got to find gaps whenever you can.
Etchison with some space, and Moles is open, and he drains it. Now this looks like a 1-3-1 type of zone from the Knights. Mbako gets a good look out of it. Can't hit that time. And Moles going to get his shot off at 5'11". He dumps it off to Foe, rejected by Renew. Renew kind of threw that into no man's land, and will find his guard, Galloway. The zone is interesting right now, Kevin.
Yeah, they're trying to slow it.
It's taken away by Moles. Moles making an impact early. Thought about a 15-footer. They try to feed it into.
They're able to scan the floor rather quickly whenever they get that ball, and so they've done a good job.
Moles misses every decade on the West Coast as a scout for the Pacers, being one of their West Coast scouts, as Miles Rice gets the layup. Now Gavin Foe. Foe looking for space in the lane. He dragged that pivot foot for IU. Here's Ballo going to work. Tucker with the J, he drills.
See that, the way he commands himself on the floor.
A strong defensive possession for the Hoosiers, as with the shot clock running down. Rice trying to set up the offense. Nice spin move by Miles Rice, and he has that pass deflected out. Renew in the corner for three, short. Tucker gets the board. It flat, and here comes Miles Rice. Rice zooming up the floor and finishing with the left hand. That was beautiful. Smell blood again. This time he flips it to Mbako. No, but here's Renew on the putback.
Bound of the game and his 8th points.
Etchison with another long two. That one, butter. Tucker looking to respond. He does. The mid-range is his. He's made back-to-back buckets, looking for more. Tucker with the left hand, well off the mark, but here's Renew with another putback. The Fort Wayne native coming back home after spending the first few years of his career in Illinois. And Malik small ball that Mike Woodson has talked about a little bit, as Renew is at the 5. Gus Etchison tries to sneak a layup through Renew, can't get it to
Mike Woodson is very excited about.
Bryson Tucker has it now, feeds it into Langdon Hatton, another one of those transfers. Hatton with the Etchison, sidestep tray, bottom. Gus Etchison.
They're very, very young, a lot of freshmen, not a lot of juniors and seniors, but it'll be an interesting talking point moving forward for Marian.
Shot clock down to 5. Etchison snakes the screen. Etchison knows he has to get it off. The reverse layup drops. Etchison for the 3. He hits. Gus Etchison has 11 points. Etchison going quickly, crossing over Cups, looking for another 3. Looked like he had some contact, nope. And so they did just that, and looking for better results this season, coming in as the number 17 ranked team in the country. Nice pump. Goody to Langdon Hatton. Hatton, bounce pass into Cups. What a feed.
A good backdoor cut right there.
Carroll back to Foe. To Lovin. Franks finds some space up top. Newton thought about taking another. He's stonewalled by Moles. Newton now gets inside, gets the contact and the lay-in. Carroll trying to work on Luke Goody. The Lukes going against each other. Goody wins that matchup as Hatch. Now to Moles. Foe pulls up for 2 and sinks it in the corner to Goody. Right back to Newton, who's open now. But he can't hit the 3, and the Foe comes away with it. Can't. As Hatton missed Tucker initially, still fouled him down the court, and Tucker yams. I'll tell you what, Kevin, Bryson Tucker is making a solid first impression here for IU fans.
A very good impression, I would say.
Mbako on the drive, finds Tucker for the long two. Rattles in, as Tucker just sat there. Up to Ballo. Now McKenzie Mbako. Feeds it to Ballo, who finishes with the left hand to Reese Butcher. Now Carroll with the runner. Short that time, ripped by Franks. Frank's gonna take it right at Oumar Ballo. Can't get the touch, and Ballo tips
awards come February, March.
The hard work that needs to be put in on the court, but also for once they get out into the real world. He wants his guys to know that the best athletes were informed.
Pretty good athletes, I would say.
That last foul on Miles Rice late in the clock as Oumar Ballo converts on the second attempt. Trying to work off that screen, steps back and finds Butcher. Now into the corner, Foe on the baseline. Can't knock Junior, really growing as a player and just as a conditioned player as well.
Yeah, it's just
Luke Goody, the one reserve, in right now. Scoops it over to Oumar Ballo, who scores. There goes that sidestep, blocked by Renew. Volleyball tap up to Renew, it's a 3-on-1, and then Mbako puts it down. Marian struggling to get inside anywhere. They find Butcher, and Butcher able to knock it down. That one a bit short. Lovin tracks it down momentarily, but Galloway comes up with it and finds Oumar Ballo.
And in typical fashion has put on an amazing October month.
Just as we saw in the first half, Oumar Ballo with a quick back up to Galloway, straight back to Renew. Renew going to work on Foe, and he gets fouled on the ground.
I mean, it's just these dimensions that he's been able to add to his game that is going to make him such a great piece for Indiana.
Mbako finds Etchison to Foe. Foe trying to drive on Renew, and Trey Galloway got his hand in the cookie jar. This Marian squad, we've talked about their youth. They lost 3 of their top 4 scorers from a team that was 23-8 last year in April, which opened the door for Pat Knight to return to the state of Indiana and take the Marian job. Here's Galloway with his first. Now Hayden Nara. You see Elaj Diallo, the redshirt freshman, starting this half. Over to Etchison.
Renew and Ballo have done a great job of always looking towards the floor to make the extra pass.
Galloway into the corner with Ballo. Ballo takes it straight to the chest of Nara and draws the whistle. Something that this team would like to see improve this season. Moles has it against Galloway. Diallo drives on Mbako, has it swatted by Mbako. So Marian keeps possession. Here's Gus Etchison. Weaving around Miles Rice. Ballo on the baseline, feeds Mbako. Long pass out to Rice. They try to get it back to Ballo. And Goody finds space on the other end. Still looking for that first 3 as a Hoosier. As Renew. Etchison trying to drive on Miles Rice. He got a bit too handsy. He doesn't agree with the call.
Official the next day. Today, Miles is one of Indiana's captains this season alongside Trey Galloway and is already making his presence known here in Bloomington. Guys.
As they set up this offense against the zone, it's Mbako. He'll just launch straight over the contest of Noah Lovin. And Rice to Goody for the 3. Not there. And then Mbako a little fall in these 2 exhibitions.
Yeah, and another thing, I mean, look, you just got to keep shooting. I mean, they're going to fall down eventually, but he's been getting good looks. They just haven't found the end.
I think it just shows, even in the amount of dunks and the ferocity of these dunks, Kevin, that Malik Renew is in tremendous shape.
Yeah, I mean,
pulls out. Etchison pushing. Etchison right at Goody. Couldn't get the layup to fall, and now we'll have a half. Now Butcher. They try to find Gus Etchison, but here is Malik Renew again, punishing these rims in Assembly Hall tonight. Malik Renew takes a seat for IU as they go to one of those small ball lineups. Quickly, though, Gus Etchison gets inside the paint. Bryson Tucker to Rice. They run a bit of a weave. Here comes Luke Goody off the screen. It's going to be an offensive foul.
Waiting for a shot. like you brought it up, the thing that makes him so good is his off-ball movement and how he's able to position himself to not just help himself, but help those.
Here's again Rice zooming up the floor, the alley-oop to Tucker.
Just around him, he could be a guy that once again averages a double-double this upcoming college basketball season.
Moles fires right away out of the break as the big man frees up Luke Goody for a moment. Goody looking for Hatton, looking for anything to go to as he's fouled. Hoosiers are interested to see what they can get from the athletic guard this year. Here's Goody dumping it to Hatton for two and making the right play.
Yeah, those are those plays that don't necessarily show up in the box score, but are always showing up in the eyes of your head coach.
To Newton. Hatton, middle of the floor. Finds Tucker. Hatton just fighting for position down low, and he lays it through.
Allows him to be effective on the floor.
Hatton, like Luke Goody, coming home this year. Ambitious lob attempt, but Tucker still corrals, fires from 13 feet away. That one flat. Tucker in transition. Just about gets tackled by Lovin. Ja'Kai Newton gets the ball to inbound. He gets it into Tucker. Tucker looking for three on this possession, and he knocks down that J.
Mid-range jumpers just go down for your guys.
Moles over to Lovin, who hits the reverse. Lovin going straight at Ja'Kai Newton and putting him in the spin cycle.
Back to back.
Here is Hatton again, rolling to the rim and converting. Franks has it for the Knights. Franks with a runner. And that's with the dribble move, finding Hatton, as Hatton has just been commanding that lane in this stretch here in the second half.
Yeah, and they were bringing the double team to defend Hatton.
Touch from beyond the arc, and now he has a 1-and-1. He earns himself a second attempt from Hatton falls as well. 40 barely grazed the backboard. Now up ahead, here's Goody. Goody will try a three this time, and he hits it. Whole family pretty much has been Hoosiers, so it has been special for him to return. Will he hit back-to-back? Not that time. Football players to come out of Indiana. And of course, he was the starting quarterback for the Chiefs for a while. Here's Gabe.
If you can get that a little bit more into his arsenal, that's a good sign for Indiana.
Etchison kicks it out to Foe. He can't hit. And here comes Ja'Kai Newton.
Because of that injury, and Dallas James was the final addition to this Hoosier squad, the 13th scholarship player for Mike Woodson and this team.
And Cups has it. Cups up ahead to James. James swarmed inside, and that'll be a tie-up, staying with the Hoosiers. Do it. James and Bala both listed at 7 feet tall. So is Jackson Ames, who... Here's Franks. Over to Foe. Back to Dustin, who hits the 15-footer. Marian back into his zone. Let's see if Tucker and the IU offense can dissect it. Tucker finds space. Too strong on to Cups now. Now Goody throws it up for Tucker, who is able to lay it through. Are in double figures. Gets a little behind the back pass to Goody, who feeds it inside to Dallas James. Burke. Creel, they swing it around. Rayford will pull up for the jumper and knock into the corner for three. Bobette off the mark. Foe pulls it away.
Pace, we talk about using their size. Much better three-point shooting here in this second half. So you can look back at the film of this to teach you where you're at in the beginning part of the season.
Rayford streaks down the lane for two. On the other end, Dylan Moles. Pacers VP of Personnel, Ryan Carr, in the building. He's behind that Marian bench. There's plenty of love and support from that team, so they may have to change up a little bit this year to be as successful as they were a year ago.
And it'll be
those 2 years and just watched practices and saw one of his favorite players lead this program. as that layup falls for Sean Burke. Here's Noah Lovin. Up top for the three. It is drained by Gustin. In their first game in Assembly Hall this year.
Yeah, solid performance, a great performance rather, for Indians being exhibitions.
And it's just a solid